It was over 2 centuries ago when mortal feet finally left the crossroads and adjoined with the surface, stuck in the underground havens built by the hands of dwarves for millennia. The races whom gathered on the surface was delighted. I was one of the few whose footfall lay on the first green of Imovar, what would now be called the Imovar Empire. Long before the era of kings, the families who gated the surface slowly grew in power, leading the rooted populace onto the new world. Many of those names still stand today, the now Emperor Valfir and the Elven royals of Imovar, King Tramyar, King Kalar, and Queen Nerifine. But one of those few who rose in power was Darvos Sultan, a human whom newly uprooted members of the Imovar Empire, what was before, looked up to for his kindness, his intellect, and his leadership. It would not even be 2 years in King Sultan's reign over the people of Imovar that the elven royalty conspired against him. I remember every spoken word by Emperor Valfir, that he was no true king, for an elf named Siglis ruled Imovar for millennia, that he was no leader but a sham. Many elves believed deeply in the tradition that they kept even during their time in the crossroads, and so they warned him of a false attack in the shores of Imovar from another continent. I was part of the soldiers tasked to kill the king. Young as I was, I believed the elven tradition of purity. The sale soon became a death sentence. King Sultan was murdered by the hands of the very emperor himself, and his son watched as his father died at the hands of the elves he once trusted in. These soldiers were instructed to kill the remaining crew members, steal the food and drink on board, and leave the child to starve in the open waters. The child's name was Carmine Sultan. For years and years I kept this bottled in my head. And for years, I returned to that open sea, hoping that I'd never find the sign of King Sultan's ship. A month ago, I found something beyond imaginable. I brought it to the king's attention, but he and all the other lords were too busy playing their war games and the chained marches. Now I see what's to come. A creature so vile that he would defile the very heavens himself in the same way that the Night Mother wished upon us harm. His ascendance would cause our catastrophe. Millions of lives, crossroads and topside, will die for his power. And what will he do with his power? We will find out very soon. Carmine has resurrected the Dragon of Death, Vorthilis, and they are moments away from unleashing the spawn of hell into our world. Some of you may have already seen the demon attacks, demons in search of ancient artifacts, one of which he used to resurrect the Dragon of Death himself. And now, just recently, he has attained possession of an artifact which the Platinum Circle has kept hidden for millennia. The Luvenerm, an ancient relic capable of creating portals from different dimensions into the overworld. And while the whole world stands oblivious to this, Carmine has already made his first move.